describe your local neighbourhood and the community experience that you have.
Our community, this is my life. Our life starts, a day for me will start. I've always been an early starter, an early riser, so I'm up at about 6:30 in the morning, and we have a nice cup of coffee at home before we start our day. But we'll go down to in the local village. We'll sit down when I'm referring to local, I'm talking about a local coffee shop. Portuguese coffee is the culture is about the coffee. We go down to the local and we sit down, have a cup of coffee, maybe a pastry. Most Portuguese don't have breakfast. It's really just a coffee and a pastry. Take out the newspaper. You sit and read the news, catch up a bit on the local news. They will always have, all coffee shops have the regional newspaper as well as the national newspaper. Talk to the local coffee lady so she can tell you what the gossip is in the village. And then we'll go off to work. We start our day at 9 o'clock in Portugal. You arrive at work, you put your case down, and the first thing you do is you grab a colleague and you back down to the coffee shop, because that's the only way to start your day. So we'll have a nice cup of coffee, we'll have a conversation, and then we'll go back and start our day. Then the most important part of the day comes, lunchtime. Lunchtime for the Portuguese is the most important time of the day. This is when we get together. We go down to a local restaurant. In our office environment, people love visiting us. I'm still trying to work out why most of my appointments are planned for 12:30. I think it must have something to do with the lunch. But they'll come and join us. We normally sit on a round table, and colleagues will be together in the local having this beautiful plate of food. Because we're living on the coast, we predominantly have fresh fish, a catch of the day, whatever it is, beautifully grilled on a charcoal grill. There's no talk of using gas. Everything's natural. You can taste the flavor of the smoke in your food. It's just absolutely wonderful food. Talk about football and politics and a little bit of religion, but in an environment that's shared by everybody. You've got business people, you've got plumbers, accountants, lawyers, teachers. Everybody sits in the same environment and shares the same environment. Fortunately, the cost of living in Portugal is very low, so everybody can participate, everybody enjoys it. Then about 2 o'clock we finish our lunch, decide who's the best. In terms of football, normally the challenge is the competition is always between Sporting Lisbon and Benfica. Go back to the office. By 4 o'clock we're having coffee again. There's this wonderful balance between personal and business. There is always this balance. People will often say to me, but when do you finish? When do you guys get to do work? The reality is that these people produce very well. One of the frustrations that I had personally, given my own experience in South Africa, is despite having all the controls and the engineers on site, projects would always overrun, sometimes 2, 3, 4, sometimes 6, sometimes a year. Whereas in Portugal, projects are delivered on time and ahead of time. Our own example that we had when I spoke about the boutique hotel earlier is we managed to cut an 18-month construction to 9, which shows that although these people have this really balanced approach to life, they always manage to deliver on time. So there's this nice balance in our life. So yeah, our day tends to finish at about probably about 7 o'clock in the evening. The office day finishes at 6, but most people still be working until about 7 in the evening. But when you're walking down the villages, people know you, people are always friendly. Portuguese nature is a very friendly one, a very quiet one, not an aggressive in any form, not loud. It's very much the nature of the Portuguese, yeah.